In today's episode, we will be discussing bad sleep habits to a better sleep routine for home life. The school year is just around the corner, and we all want our kids to start the year off healthy and strong. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe to our podcast. And of course, stick around to the end for our scoop of the day. Welcome to the Essential Oil Scoop, where we serve up real talk with real results. Get ready to explore the incredible world of essential oils and how they transform your daily wellness. I'm Vicki Labrilia, and this is my co-host, Sarah Sipos. With over 22 years of collective essential oil knowledge and experience, we are well equipped to bring you the best tips and tricks for all your needs to live life to the fullest. So join us as we dish out the juicy scoop to a healthier, happier you. It's time to elevate your life. Tune in and let's dive deep into the realm of essential oils for a life of vitality and well-being. I'm really excited, Sarah, about today's episode because sleep is so crucial for our littles and ourselves. And specifically, this episode is discussing the tools that we can use for our littles.
Sleep is like my favorite subject because I know I've shared this a million times before. I had such problem with sleep in the past. I was an insomniac. I was a diagnosed insomniac for 8 years of my life. So I love this topic. I think this is a great topic. I especially think it's a great topic in the fact of getting routines ready for kids and setting those routines up because sleep habits and sleep routines are so important for not just like being able to stay awake, right? Like I know a lot of people are like, "Whoa, just, stay awake during class." No, no, no. It's so much more because when we sleep, we need restorative sleep because that's when our cells generate. That's when we have they start to repair and they go into repair mode and they start to repair into our bodies. And if you're not getting good sleep, you're not getting that repair. Your body is not getting into that repair mode. Also, when we sleep, we digest. And so we don't get into that rest and digest. And then we have stomach issues and digestive issues. So sleep is such a crucial and important topic, not just to like have energy, but so much more.
I agree. So many biological processes happen when we sleep. I did not know this a few years ago, and I'm continually educating myself and learning why sleep is absolutely crucial for everything else to function optimally. So, the brain stores new information and gets rid of toxic waste. Okay. Nerve cells communicate and reorganize. Fun fact, we need sleep so our brain can function, so we can have an organized life or a better organized life, right? So if it is reorganizing during our sleep, it will then support healthy brain function when we are awake. Okay. The body, like Sarah said, repairs the cells. Okay. Restores energy and releases molecules like hormones and proteins and all the fun science facts that aren't going to come from me today in this podcast. But I'm really, Sarah's laughing, but I'm really excited. So, Sarah, let's dive in. What are one of the tools that you would highly recommend parents or guardians use for their littles to help support them in sleep?
So, one of the things I think is absolutely crucial is setting up a schedule. Like a schedule, a routine, a before bedtime routine, whatever that may look like for you. Um, Couple of tips, 5 tips here for you that I jotted down earlier that will really help with your kiddos. First of all is like create a consistent sleep schedule. That's really important. Have a bedtime. Um, I know some parents may struggle with bedtime. So if you have a child who struggles with bedtime, let me give you a golden tip I was once given. You say to that child, you can choose whatever time you want to go to bed as long as you are in bed by, and then you set that limit. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever that looks like, however, you decide because you know your kids, what time they get up, you know how they act. But let's say it's 8 o'clock. You can choose what to go to bed at any time you want, as long as you go to bed by 8. What time do you choose to go to bed tonight? And that is a really great way, especially if you've got some kids that might be a little bit obstinate, that don't like to go to bed, that you struggle with bedtime routines. This is a really great way of giving them the power. They feel empowered at this point, but you are still the parent and you are setting good limits for them. So, this was advice I was given a long time ago. And with some of my kids, it worked really, really well. Others of my kids, they just put themselves to bed beforehand. I never even had to fight with them. That was just, but the few children that I actually had to fight with, this was a great tip. Um, second is My second tip for you is limiting screen time for us and your littles. Like, we need to limit that screen time because if you've got that blue light coming in, that blue light is just going to keeps your brain on, it keeps there's all kinds of things, and they're finding that blue light. I think Vicky shared this a few episodes ago with that blue light is not good for our skin. So, like, turn off the screens, have a screen time limit. Hey, bedtime is at 8, so screen time needs to be off at 7, and just I don't care what time you want to put your iPad to bed, but it needs to go to bed before 7 and have a little routine with your iPad on a relaxation routine. One of the things that we found, this is my tip number 3. One of the things we found with my daughter when she was in the hospital is having a really good relaxation routine for her at night. I would put oils on her feet, and this was a good routine. And the nurses liked the routine. She liked the routine. Now, she was an older teenager when this was our routine, but still a really good thing is to have that deep relaxation routine that you can get into. Um, uh, Tip number 4 would be avoiding heavy meals. Don't eat a lot. Don't have a bedtime snack or anything like that. Snacking should be cut off s- like definitely before screens get even cut off. So have that routine set up. And then, of course, have that comfortable. Number 5 would be have a comfortable routine, like environment. Maybe you have a diffuser going. No, now let's talk products. Like, jump into it. Vicky, I've been talking a lot. Jump in here, girl.
No, that's okay. I'm not a mother. I am an aunt. I was an educator in a past life. And I've been around hundreds and hundreds of children. I've been able to educate them and love on them and encourage them to do the right thing. And one thing I can tell you is that 99.9% of the parents that I've come in contact with struggled with finding a proper routine. Now, the routine that Sarah has used for her kids worked for her children. And maybe the other parent listening to this podcast was like, well, I tried 4 of them out of the 5 and they worked, but the 5th one didn't. You're going to find what best works for your child. But I'm here to tell you that there is one cohesive, let's call it ingredient to the bedtime routine, and it was essential oils. And we have the ability as adults to purchase a diffuser. A diffuser is a powerful way to help our bodies become more in alignment. And when we're talking about rest, we need to rev up the engine. We need to warm the engine up before it goes to bed. So think of setting your diffuser on about a half hour, 45 minutes before bedtime occurs. Start getting those aromatic compounds into that environment. Allow your olfactory system to inhale the goodness, and it is going to help relax that body, relax that mind. Sometimes it's not the body that needs support in relaxing, it's our minds that need to start slowing down and winding down. And I'm here to tell you, they are so powerful and such a great tool. And one of those essential oils is Serenity. Serenity is a restful blend. It is a powerful, powerful blend of oils that encourages rest and ease and relaxation. And this is a powerful oil that you can use topically diluted for your littles or simply in a diffuser, like I spoke about. Sarah, what do you think about Serenity as one of the tools for parents to use?
I love Serenity. This is one of the ones that I will use for myself. I like having it in a roller bottle for me personally, because I like to roll it on my pulse points and things. Um, I love Serenity mixed with wild orange. And the reason there's actually science behind this is because for me and my body chemistry, which not everybody's body chemistry is the same. So a lot of suggestions that we give may work for us, but you need to play with it, right? You need to kind of see what works best for you and your family. For
Mhm.
me, I've noticed I am high energy at night. And I know we've talked about this on my on this podcast and other episodes because Vicky can attest to you that I will call her late at night when it's late for me and it's still early for her. And I'll be like, blah, 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 here's all the things I'm thinking. And she's like, girl, I'm ready to like shut my brain off. And you're like going a million miles an hour. So for me, and I know a lot of people are like, wait, citrus is supposed to be uplifting. You're right. But for some of us who have brains that go a million miles an hour, that citrus actually helps us to calm down, which I know for some people, they're like, well, that sounds opposite. I know. But there are a select few of us who need something that actually calms our brains down. And citrus happens to be that. It works really well for me. So I like to either mix serenity with wild orange, or I like to mix lavender with citrus bliss. I like to have those different citrus and those the lavenders and flowers complement each other for my body chemistry to help me to shut my brain off so I can sleep peacefully. So those are some things that I like to use. I also think the calmer is really great for kiddos. Like I love calmer. And maybe you're thinking, okay, Sarah, that's great. And I like the idea of maybe their brains are a little heavy, it's like going a million miles an hour. So mix it with Brave. Try
Mhm.
Calmer and Brave together and see if that combination works. Try it on a night where there's not a big pest or big things happening so you can decide if Brave is something that really works for your kiddo or not. Or maybe on a Friday night where, tomorrow morning Saturday, so if they have a hard time falling asleep because they're a little too energized, experiment with these oils. I also really like using a capsule, either the Serenity soft gels for myself, or I will use a veggie cap and I'll put a couple of drops of lavender and a couple drops of wild orange. That's another solution for adults. If you're going to do it for kiddos, I would do like very little, almost like toothpick type drop into maybe their water. So a toothpick of lavender and a toothpick of wild orange or something along those lines until you see how it works for them. But those are some of my tips for products and different things.
Okay, Sarah, everything you said, yes. And I encourage our listeners to try them out. I really, really do. Because if you're brand new to essential oils, you have not yet experienced the powerful modality and the shifts that can happen in your life when you incorporate something that's absolutely pure and non toxic. It's really heartening to know that you can be your family's wellness provider first and you have tools to reach for first. It's liberating in a sense. And sleep, what this episode is about, is for everybody in your home. If there is dis-ease in your sleep routine, everything else is not going to be running optimally. And so vetiver is another great oil to use in conjunction with any of the oils or blends that we just spoke about. But vetiver is very grounding and it promotes tranquility. You guys, like I said, it's not just the physical body that needs to wind down, it's your brain. It needs to start to wind down because let me tell you, our littles, when they go to school, homeschool, whatever school, when they are going to learn nowadays versus when Sarah and I were in school, education has increased in momentum. And what do I mean by that? I mean what Sarah and I learned in kindergarten is what they're learning in pre-K and more. You're learning to read, you're learning to write, you're learning phonics like you wouldn't believe at a rate that Sarah and I were not taught when we were little. Everything is a faster pace. There is more education slammed down their brains, so they are exhausted. So these tools can help with that. Serenity, we've talked about. Serenity as an adult. I love it. Oh my gosh. I love it because it really does help shut my brain down to help promote a relaxation. So therefore I can fall asleep faster. And I do. Calmer is the blend that is already pre-diluted for your littles. So you don't have to worry about dilution. But you guys, I hope this episode has provided you with some tools that inspire you to take action and to help your evening routines become more seamlessly less stressful. Because let's be honest, when I was a kid, as soon as the sun started to go down, I revved up. I'm not going to bed. I don't want to play with my toys. I want to do all of this. But let's be intentional and let's turn on those diffusers. The kids don't even have to know what you're doing, but they're going to reap the benefits. Grab that book off the bookshelf or from the library and read that book to your children, or have your children read to you. Turn that TV off. Encourage a little more hydration before they go to bed. Little steps each day are going to amount to an amazing, abundant future. And I'm excited for that.
Awesome. I love that. So my scoop of the day is Monster Spray. So,
Woohoo!
I don't know about you, Vicky, when you were little, were you afraid of monsters under your bed? Or
I
did you...
still am. No joke.
And that's why she has a big dog. Two big
Yes,
dogs.
two big dogs.
Okay, so here is a quick monster spray recipe. So if you've got some kids and maybe they're like, "Oh, there's monsters under my bed," or something's gonna come get me, I'm gonna give you a quick, you can use either an 8-ounce spray bottle, a 4-ounce spray bottle, or you can even get those little mini 2-ounce spray bottles that you can just get from Amazon. We'll link that in our show notes, but I will also link a recipe for you. And basically it's just distilled water, um, 10 drops of lavender, 2 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of clary sage, and 2 drops of juniper berry. So this is a great one. It helps to calm everybody down. Juniper berry really helps with if they're experiencing any kind of bad dreams or nightmares or night terrors or anything like that. It's a really great oil that will help kind of subdue those. And so you can just spritz it around the room. Again, it's got a nice aroma, and they'll feel like, "Oh, this is gonna keep all the bad things away from getting to me." And it's also calming, and it just gives a nice little extra aroma in their rooms, and then there's no and you can spray it under their beds, little monsters under the bed or in the closet or anywhere else, wherever those
Nice.
monsters may hide, you can spritz it around and you can have your own monster spray.
Sarah, thanks for sharing that. I totally forgot about that monster spray. And it seriously smells amazing and it works. It all those oils. Juniper berry is like the star of the show, in my opinion, in that spray. So I'm so glad you shared that as a scoop of the day.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Essential Oil Scoop. If you've enjoyed today's scoop on essential oils and want to stay updated with our latest episodes, exclusive content, and special offers, be sure to follow us and opt into our exclusive newsletter. Just head on over to our website, theessentialoilscoop.com/newsletter, and opt in today. For more wellness tips and monthly inspiration, connect with us on social media. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube, the Essential Oil Scoop podcast. And please feel free to share and tag us on all of your essential oil adventures using the hashtag the Essential Oil Scoop. Remember, your wellness journey is our priority. We are here to help and support you every step of the way. Thanks again for being part of our essential oil family. Until next time.